Hello and welcome back onto my channel, Grace Fluffy Demons. Today's video is going to be a little bit more useful than my other videos, because today's video is going to be a bit educational for a change. I know and see that many newer Furby fans struggle to tell 2012 and Furby and Boom Furbies apart. So today I'll be showing you the differences between them, so you can tell them apart like a pro. And honestly, if you can't tell them apart, it's nothing to be ashamed of, because I once was also a newer Furby fan and I thought those two Furbies were the exact same Furby. So it's nothing to be ashamed of really. But once you know how to tell them apart, you got it. Okay. So let's start off with some visual differences, such as the fur. The first thing you'll notice in the 2012 Furbies, or like most of the 2012 Furbies, is that they're just mainly one-colored, while the Furby Boom Furbies always have some type of pattern. For example, Strikey Boy right here, he's dark blue and has some lightning strikes in his fur. But that's not the only thing, because those Furbies can come in all different patterns. For example, the Furby Boom also has an ocean, a blue wave pattern that reminds me of the ocean. And also a pink fur with some cute little dots. And many more, but I'm just showing you the one I currently own. She just woke up here. But don't worry, I put Blossom back to sleep. But you can probably tell, like, that there's different patterns. But of course, there's also colorful 2012 Furbies, who aren't just main colored like both of those, for example, like Chili and Devilcious, they're both one-colored. But for example, the Bubblegum Furby is also part of the 2012 Furby line. Has three colors: purple, blue, and yellow. And the Cotton Candy Furby, aka Pancake, she's mainly pink, but also cyan, or like bluish, and also purple. And another visual difference is, for when you're still not sure, the glasses, like I like to call them, or like the faceplate of the Furby, also tells you about a lot, because if you look at Strike and Chili closely, just look at the face. Do you notice something? Well, I sure do. Because one thing that can tell you a lot about a Furby is the faceplate. For example, there's just a smooth faceplate and a small one. The Furby Boom Furbies have bigger faceplates, and they got some little spikies going on here. And another thing about the face is basically the little sign on the forehead. The Furby Boom's forehead is a bit bigger than the 2012 Furby's forehead. They got some massive foreheads. Yeah. And another visual thing, if you look at the ears closely, the 2012 Furbies don't have a hole in their ears, while the Furby Boom Furbies do have holes in their ears. That's why I use it to give Strike some earrings. That's also another pretty simple and easy way to tell. And going a bit down on their body. You can also notice differences on their paws. Because if you look at the paws, just look at them, you can tell that one is pretty much made of like a more stuffy thing, of like some fabric, while the Furby Boom's paws are made of plastic, like you can probably hear right here. And it also has like a pattern on their paw, while those don't. Those look a little bit more realistic, I would say. And another thing that is pretty obvious, well, it's not obvious at all. I mean, like, it's non-obvious. But if you look really closely once again, but back up to the face, when you look at their tongues, you can tell that the tongues are a bit different too, because a 2012 Furby's tongue is a little less detailed than a Furby Boom's tongue, because a Furby Boom's tongue is a bit more realistic, while the 2012's tongue is straight up just a red piece of plastic. Pretty much like the OG Furbies have, while their tongues are a bit more realistically designed with like a little wound in there, like a little bump, like our tongues do. And last but not least, they have different personalities. I can demonstrate you a bit. Hold on and let me get them awake real quick. So basically, from the eyes you can pretty much tell they have different personalities from all the personalities that exist out here. For example, the rockin' personality like Strike has right now only occurs in Furby Booms, while the sweet personality Chili has right here only occurs in 2012 Furbies. So, let me show you a few more personalities. Let's start off with 2012. For example, you saw the sweet personality in Chili just earlier. Now she's a chatterbox. Yeah. So basically, or like Valley Girl or chatterbox, however you want to call it. Yeah. They're very talkative, like their name suggests. That one is just supposed to like be a stereotypical teenage girl. Yeah. Let's move on to the next personality. The next one is the crazy personality. It likes to burp and fart and just be crazy. Very silly. Its left pupil is bigger than its right pupil. And yeah, they take turns. But it's basically like your typical crazy Furby. Yeah. Let's move on to the next. The next one is the The next one is the diva personality, or also called pop star sometimes, but diva most of the time. It likes to sing, and basically, of course, and got a lot of sass. Of course, the diva personality is portrayed by a drama queen herself, Pancake. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so they react differently to touch. It really depends on their mood. They're really moody. There are one type of moody Furbies. She's already tired of my bullshit, I guess. Okay, let's just move on to the next personality. Last but not least, we got the warrior, aka Viking, aka grumpy personality. Many people also call this the evil personality, but basically it isn't evil, it's just moody. And it's one of my... I'd probably call this my favorite personality from the 2012 Furbies. I just love it so much. The next one is the default personality. Your Furby 2012 can get this personality only once, because that's the personality your Furby wakes up. That's the personality your Furby wakes up with first. Furby Boom does not have this personality. The 2012 Furby only has it. To get this personality again, you have to factory reset your Furby, and that basically makes them forget everything. And that personality usually just stays for a really short time, because it's very affected. What you do to it is very effective. And now let's move on to the Furby Booms. Got one last thing to say, Devilsius? I don't think so. Let's start off with the Sweet Belle. That's the Furby Boom's default personality, but you can get it back, unlike the 2012's Furby. Unlike the 2012's personality, that one's pretty common. You can get it by a lot of petting. Yeah. And moving on to the next we have... I was actually wrong. That is the Sweet Belle personality. The personality from earlier was the Sweet personality. That's the Sweet Belle. I tend to get them confused often. But that's the Sweet Belle now. Very energetic. And stuff. And that's the Jolly, aka the Glutton personality. You get it by overfeeding a lot. It's basically the Furby Boom's version of the Crazy Furby. It's the Furby Boom version of it, basically just. And last but not least, the tough girl personality, aka some people also call it the ninja. Probably just because it says hiya a lot. Maybe I can get it to say hiya. Not this time. No? Again? Hello. That is basically the Furby Bloom's version of the Warrior Furby I've showed you earlier. It's basically just a gender bent version of that one. I also like this one a lot. And that about concludes today's video. I really hope I could help some newer Furby fans out here. And I hope you also enjoyed my video. So, thanks for watching, and until next time.